I just received some rather interesting information regarding the missing figures from the Fan Strike Back. Keep watching to find out more. Welcome back. Now, on Sunday I received an email from a viewer with some rather interesting information regarding the Fan Strike Back. Now, I'm not going to waste any more time. I will read the email, I will show you on screen. I will of course blank out the sender's name to maintain their privacy, but I got an email saying, "Hello, I'm a fairly long time viewer and thought you might be interested in a sold listing I came across on eBay. I messaged the seller seeing if I could get any backstory. It was somewhat interesting, regards," and the person's name. Now, I'll show you the link that he sent me in just 1 second. I'll just continue with how the email conversation progressed. I wrote back saying, "Thanks for the info. If you don't mind my asking, what backstory did the seller give you?" And they said, "No worries. The backstory from the seller was he got them in a lot he bought. I asked if he knew anything about the seller of that lot, and he said it was some big money guy type with multiple collections. Speculated he sent his lawyers to collect, and as far as he knew, they were never shipped to buyers. I thanked him for the info, identified myself as one of those buyers, and then radio silence." And I just wrote, "Very interesting, thanks for sharing." He wrote, "No problem. Keep making cool videos," and I said, "Will do, thanks." So I will now show you the listing that was completed on eBay, and it was for a vintage style Star Wars custom figures Owen and Beru lot, Smith Lord Creations SLC. And the asking price was $179.99, but a best offer was accepted. Now, having taken a close look at these figures, and in fact, I'll just go through the pictures for you so you can see what we're talking about here. But these very much do look like the mock-ups that were on the Smith Lord Creations website. And what I find particularly interesting is the fact that in the one picture, which shows the figures from the rear, I actually got out a magnifying glass, and yes, the stamp on the back of these figures is indeed SLC. So these figures do in fact exist. Now, I should mention as well, since that last video I posted regarding the pathetic update from SLC, I still haven't heard a word back. I have not received my Han Solo Stormtrooper. But if what in this email is to be believed, and there is absolutely no reason not to believe it, that some big money type with a lawyer was able to get hold of some of these figures that people like you and I have been waiting 3.5 years for. And this is all very, very interesting. So, could it be that a bit of legal persuasion could get these figures in our hands? I really don't know. As I said before, I'm of the opinion that going down that route on a large scale could end up being quite costly for the entire custom maker scene. That's just my opinion. Whether you agree or not is neither here nor there, but I am rather intrigued by the fact that in the update from SLC, they only mentioned the Thrawn and the Han Solo would be sent out. There was some cock and bull story about the two X-Wing pilots being almost ready but not quite, and the Rebel Fleet Trooper and the Sand Trooper, whilst people who bought these as part of multi-packs long after us poor sods paid for them received theirs, they said they couldn't warehouse them, there was no space, so we can't get those ones either. There was no mention of Beru or Owen, but as you can see right here, they have been made, or at the very minimum, a resin pour has been made, and some poor sod paid almost 180 bucks for the two of them. I don't know what's going on, but as you can see, something's afoot, because clearly someone somewhere had SLC produce these figures. What do you think of this? The fact that someone somewhere managed to get Smith Lord Creations figures that none of us can get. and subsequently sold them on eBay, or the collector that had them sold them to someone who then sold them on eBay. It's all very weird, very confusing, but there's no question that those were indeed SLC figures. So let me know in the comments if you have any idea what's going on. Maybe you have more information on this story. If so, I'd love to hear what you thought. As always, thank you for watching. Give me a quick like if you could. Share the video with other people who have been ripped off by SLC. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.